Hey guys, how you doing? Hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, we have another crazy ass story here. This guy in Detroit, they said suspect in car triple murder in Detroit, arrest after car chase. They said this fool here, he went with one of them. It was three people found. The 9-year-old, the mother, and the ex. Let's read it. Let me just read it to you. A 29-year-old man from River Rouge has been taken into custody after police chase in Wayne County. He believed to be responsible for the death of three people found inside a burning car on Detroit West Side. The car fire was found at about 6 a.m. Sunday, April 6th, near the intersection of 30th and Milford Street. Police said they identified the bodies as the suspect's ex-girlfriend, her mother, and a 9-year-old. His 9-year-old niece. Her 9-year-old niece. Authorities said the ex-girlfriend and her mother was Pow Pow, and the little girl was knifed in her neck before they were burnt. Now, this is just so crazy because you're an ex for a reason. Like, I just don't understand how men just can't walk away gracefully. Like, if she don't want you no more, she don't want you no more. Like, what is this? Why would you, hurt her mom and then hurt this little innocent girl, 9 years old? And not even that, he pow her, pow the mom, so they probably just went just like that. But for you to knife that little 9-year-old in her throat, she probably suffered, you know what I'm saying, like the most. Because, a knife wound is, it depends on where you knifed him at. But to me, I felt like, he did the worst to the little girl. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why these men just can't walk away gracefully, that you have to go and harm the family like that. That's just crazy. They said police was able to identify Edward DeLongring Redding as a suspect. Edward Redding, who was taken into custody Monday, April 17. Authorities said Redding has history of crime, being convicted of carjacking and armed robbery when he was 14 years old. He was sentenced to 11 to 22 years in the Michigan prison and was paroled July 9, 2024. Lord. Then they said, according to the criminal complaint, Redding's vehicle was spotted by Michigan State Police on I-75 in Detroit, where they attempt a traffic stop, but the vehicle sped up. Redding allegedly drove erratically and passed a vehicle on the shoulder before taking the Sheffield Highway exit at 50 miles per hour. Police said he ran several red lights on Sheffield Highway before driving south in the northbound lane of Fort Street for several blocks, entering a U-turn the wrong way and driving north in the southbound lane. Redding allegedly lost control of the car and crashed into a median at Sheffield Highway when he attempted to run away but was taken into custody. A revolver was recovered, found inside the vehicle. Police said Redding told them he ran because he was on parole and didn't know about the pow being admitted. The pow was the reason he fled from the police. He is trying to lie, say that he was on parole and he didn't know the pow was in the car. Now, mind you, he really seriously think that they don't know that he just got finished murdering a triple murder. He trying it. He reportedly said that the pow wasn't his. Of course it wasn't his. And that he plans to give it back. You know he's slow. He slept. Okay. He reportedly said the pow was not his, and he was planning on giving it back to own the pow. Is it legal to have a pow in Detroit? I don't know. But I know it ain't legal for him. He a trick. Like he said, I can't even be stupid like this fool here. He reportedly said the gun wasn't his, and he was planning on to give it back to whoever left it in the car. And since he pushed the gun under the seat, his DNA and fingerprints would likely be on the gun. Authorities are pushing for Redding to be charged with felony possession of firearm. What you mean? Like, we talking 3 people. This man dumb as hell. Some people just stupid as hell. I swear to God, y'all. Just stupid for no reason. Let me see, can I pull this up? Because he's dumb as hell. Let me see if we can get an image of this fool. Come on, Dum Dum, where you at? This is Dum Dum. This is Dum Dum, y'all. This happened, y'all. And this the little girl in her family, like, said, that's a video. Let me see, can I pull this up? Okay, yeah, I can. Those are people that passed away. So anyway, but y'all, I'm gonna show y'all a small clip. Hit that like button and subscribe, y'all. Wait for it.
First at 5, a mother's heartbreak. Her little girl's body found in a burning car along with 2 other loved ones. Now a suspect in the case is facing federal gun charges. Thank you for joining us. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Simon Shaykett. This is just heartbreaking. Elantra Sutton tells us that the victims were her 9-year-old daughter, her sister, and her mother. Our thoughts with everyone who is grieving tonight.
The suspect, identified as Edward Redding, he's charged with 1 count of felon in possession of a firearm in a separate case. Redding also has previous convictions of carjacking, armed robbery, and felon firearm.
7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham is talking with the victims' loved ones. Darren?
As time went on and calls still weren't being answered, it's just, you kind of sit with the reality that it might be them.
Elantra Sutton says communication with the 3 closest people in her life, her 9-year-old daughter Ava, her mother, and her sister, went radio silent. Sutton says she was out of town preparing to fly back when she got a phone call from her sister's friend asking if she had heard from her sister or her mom, Courtney Davis and Sandra Davis, who had been watching Ava. Sutton couldn't reach either of them, and no one else knew of Ava's whereabouts.
I got back and I seen the news, the car.
A vehicle identical to her mother's vehicle, found burning on Detroit's west side early Sunday morning. 3 bodies inside, according to police. At that moment, Sutton says she knew.
And today, with my daughter's dental records, they confirmed that they confirmed that it was my daughter in the car. One of the bodies that were in the car. They still haven't confirmed it as my mom and my sister, but I'm pretty sure it's them too.
Sunday, that same day, police arrested 29-year-old Edward DeLorean Redding. According to this federal criminal complaint, he is named as a suspect in the case. Investigators used license plate reader technology to determine 2 vehicles were traveling in the same direction for a period of time. Authorities say a vehicle registered to Redding left the area of the burning vehicle alone. After a chase with Redding, investigators say they found a gun in his vehicle. He appeared in federal court this afternoon where he was charged with a felon in possession of a firearm.
What is this person's connection?
My sister's boyfriend. They fought and argued a lot.
At this point, it's unclear when and where the 3 victims were killed prior to the vehicle being set on fire. Right now, Redding has not been charged in connection to the homicides.
If you know anything, if you know somebody who does know anything, then obviously we would love or appreciate if somebody came up and said something.
Anyone who heard or saw anything in the area of Milford and 30th on Sunday morning is urged to call police or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK UP. Now coming up on 7.
Victims identified in a tragic and disturbing case out of Detroit's West Side. Police discovered 3 bodies inside a burning car early Sunday morning, and now they're revealing that one of the victims is a 9-year-old little girl. Just hours ago, we spoke to Detroit police, who confirmed the victims have a connection to a suspect who was taken into custody soon after those bodies were found.
Police say those 3 bodies belong to the suspect's ex-girlfriend, her mother, and her 9-year-old niece. Pamela Osborne has been looking into this for us tonight. Pamela, police think the victims were dead before the fire started.
Ty, that's right. They believe that mother and daughter were shot to death. As for that 9-year-old child, they believe she was stabbed to death before their bodies were set on fire. A mother, a daughter, and a 9-year-old girl. Monday, homicide detectives with the help of Michigan State Police worked to positively identify 3 victims, all of whom were found burned beyond recognition on the city's west side. Detroit police discovered the bodies inside this burnt-out SUV in an alley near 30th and Milford Streets early Sunday morning. Afterwards, investigators say they tracked a person of interest to a house on Detroit's east side, where they found a 4-year-old boy unharmed and home alone. Police have not identified the victims or the man they have in custody, other than to say the suspect is the ex-boyfriend of one of the women killed. Assistant Chief Charles Fitzgerald says the ex-girlfriend who had been watching her 9-year-old niece was shot, and so was her mother. He says the child was stabbed in the neck before their bodies were driven here and set on fire. Police also saying the man they have in custody is not cooperating with the investigation. They're still asking anyone who may have any piece of information to give them a call. Reporting live outside of DP.